They say history is written by the victors. But in this town, history is written by the checks I clear. For 100 years, the lions, the mountains, and the shields ran the city. They thought they were the kings of the jungle. They sold you a dream. But if you look closely at the fine print, it was always a nightmare. The red carpet? It's just a rug covering the rot. And urine and needles. And the people standing on it, they are not kings. They're ghosts. But you know what? These studios and these red carpet kings didn't see this asteroid coming. Looking at the sky, it's a little too late to run. Let's be real about why we're here. Paramount is bleeding out. Warner Brothers is looking for a lifeboat, and everyone is crying about the death of cinema. But I'm not here to mourn the studios. I'm here to tell you they did this to themselves. Paramount didn't fail just creatively. It failed financially, structurally, mathematically. For years, the studio system survived by leveraging debt against nostalgia, borrowing against old IP, borrowing against future releases, borrowing against an audience that was already leaving. They weren't investing in growth, they were refinancing decline. Every sequel, every remake, every strategic partnership was just another loan stacked on top of a shrinking revenue base. That's not innovation. That's a debt engine pretending to be a business. And eventually, the engine eats itself. For months, we watched a knife fight in a phone booth. Paramount versus Netflix. The prize? The soul of Warner Brothers. Paramount thought they could merge their way to survival. They thought if they handcuffed themselves to Warner Brothers, they wouldn't drown. But Jared Kushner, of Affinity Partners, he saw the math. He looked at the Paramount Skydance mess. He looked at the hostile takeover attempts, and he saw the smoke rising. He did what the smart money always does when the house is burning down. He walked. Not only did he walk, he evaporated. Bye-bye. Why? Because you can't save a drowning man by jumping in with him. Kushner leaving was the signal flare. Paramount is done. The mountain is crumbling into the sea. And while the old guard was fighting over scraps, the real victor walked in without firing a shot. Netflix, Warner Brothers. Two logos sharing space like they've already decided how the story ends. Harry Potter, Stranger Things, legacy, myth, and algorithmic obsession sitting in the same frame. And before anyone jumps into the comments screaming, "There's no official merger," relax. That is the point. This isn't a press release. It's a signal. Hollywood has always spoken in signals. Netflix didn't integrate the Warner Brothers logo because it looks cute. They did it because they command the space now. Paramount lost the war because they tried to buy a legacy. Netflix won the war because they built the future. Here's the reality check. Studios used to control the pipeline. Now, platforms are the pipeline. And when that happens, studios stop being kings and they start becoming content suppliers. But don't feel bad for them. Legacy Hollywood has been abusing filmmakers like me and all my friends since the beginning of time. Lying, stealing, giving you the illusion of a promise that never, ever actually existed. And we can get into all of that, and we will in future episodes. The studio system was built on leverage. It was built on debt. It was built on a fake world. You walk down Hollywood Boulevard during the Oscars, and what do you see behind the barricades? Homelessness, decay, reality. The glamour was always just a distraction from the truth. The system was rigged against you from day one. They want you to believe streaming is the villain. That software programs, AI, all this, that's the villain. That Netflix killed the magic. Bullshit. Netflix didn't kill the theaters. You did. I did. We all did. The public has spoken. We live in an on-demand world, and the consumer voted with their wallet. They said, "We don't want your $20 popcorn and your sticky floors. We want content, and we want it now." That isn't a tragedy. That is the market correcting 100 years of arrogance. Now let's talk about what the trades won't tell you. When the giants collapse, they leave a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. Everything going to streaming doesn't kill cinema. It democratizes it. This is the greatest opportunity for independent filmmakers in history. Why? Because Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, they are the beasts that need to be fed. They need content constantly. The studios can't move fast enough to feed them. 10 years ago, post-production was a fortress. It cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to finish a film. That was the moat they built to keep you all out, my berserkers, my fellow filmmakers. And me, obviously. Today, that moat is dry. New software and AI tools have slashed post-production and delivery costs by thousands. Some of it's tens of thousands. And Nation's Fire, my movie, is a prime example where I can show you a case study on how that works. Okay? What used to take a post house 3 weeks and $50,000, you can now do on a laptop if you know the workflow for probably like a $30 membership fee. Okay? And I spent over $70,000, so. But you're still playing the old game. Filmmakers, investors, actors. You think distribution is about your story. You think it's a lottery ticket. Guess what? The lottery is over. And thank goodness. Because no filmmaker ever truly won it. They just got owned by it. Why would you want to invest your life savings to play a game where the house cheats? Why go broke trying to win a lottery that doesn't exist? And directors, you know what I'm talking about because none of you have access to any of the reporting through your distributor, okay? And if you do, it's self-reporting. Everything's a mirage, like I said, when you hear of anomaly films and other people. Stop thinking like a dreamer. Start thinking like a berserker. Now you have a chance, berserkers. And here's the weapon they don't want you to have. Technology. Now let's look at the past couple of years and you understand why there was such a fight from the unions trying to condition everybody to believe no to technology, no to progress, no to advancement. But yet your consumers, the people who are going to watch your content, they want technology. That's what they're paying for. Okay? With this new merger and the platforms being king, the gatekeeping is tight. Yes. But do you know why it's tight? It's not because they hate your story. It's because your assets are trash. What passes you through the gate isn't magic. It is streamer-ready deliverables. And I'm being as straightforward with you as I possibly can because I care. I care about you and what you're doing. You got to know this. Your assets are junk. This is where Filmmaker Berserk draws the line. We don't align with the old system. We align with the reality of where the audience lives. The only one teaching the future of delivery, quality control, is so expensive. And this is where distributors leverage that opportunity to bill you over and over and over again. So we teach you how to package your film so it passes QC on the first try. The public wants high quality, on-demand entertainment. The art gets you the applause. The deliverables get you the check. Legacy Hollywood failed because they refused to adapt. Do not make the same mistake. And the filmmakers who are listening to me, you're going to be ahead because there's going to be so many that are still going to the festival circuit, a dream mentality, that lotto ticket mindset that doesn't even exist, and it fuels an ego-driven system for them until they eventually learn the hard way once they face a significant loss in believing in something that doesn't exist. Okay? So you have the technology, you have the opportunity, now you just need the discipline. Legacy Hollywood failed because they refused to adapt. Do not make the same mistake. At Filmmaker Berserk, we don't teach you how to buy a lottery ticket, we teach you how to build a bank. We prepare you to operate at Netflix's level, not because you're asking for a favor, but because this is the standard of the modern world. So this is where Filmmaker Berserk draws the line. We don't align with the old system. We align with the reality of where the audience lives. Filmmaker Berserk is the only one teaching you the future of delivery. I am Krista Grotte Saxon, Queen Berserker, Krista Grotte Saxon. This is Filmmaker Berserk. We don't play the lottery here. We run the business.